Imagine a place so dark that sunlight never touches it. A world so quiet that even sound feels heavier. Now imagine giant machines tearing through that silence. What if I told you that the deepest parts of our oceans are not as untouched as you think? What if the most mysterious ecosystems on Earth are being reshaped right now? And most people have no idea it's happening. When we think about fishing, we picture small boats in open water. We imagine nets cast under golden sunsets. But deep-sea fishing is something entirely different. It happens miles offshore. It happens thousands of feet below the surface. It happens where life evolved in extreme conditions. Down there, species grow slowly. Some live for centuries. Some have never even been named, and yet they are being harvested faster than they can recover. Have you ever wondered what gets destroyed when a net scrapes the ocean floor? Have you ever thought about what we don't see on our dinner plates? Because deep-sea fishing doesn't just remove fish. It changes entire ecosystems. It disrupts delicate food chains. It collapses habitats built over hundreds of years. Coral structures older than your grandparents get crushed in seconds. Species that took decades to mature are caught before they reproduce. And the damage often goes unnoticed. The deep ocean doesn't have cameras everywhere. It doesn't trend on social media. It doesn't scream for help, but it is changing. And scientists are worried because once deep-sea ecosystems collapse, recovery is painfully slow. Sometimes it may never happen. The question is not whether deep-sea fishing has an impact. The real question is how deep that impact goes. Is it sustainable? Is it necessary? Is it irreversible? What happens when we remove the predators from the darkness? What happens when we disturb carbon stored in ocean sediments? What happens when extinction happens in silence? Tonight, we are going beneath the surface. We are going beyond headlines. We are exploring the unseen consequences. Because the ocean may be vast, but it is not invincible. Deep-sea fishing primarily targets species like orange roughy and grenadiers. These fish live hundreds or even thousands of meters below sea level. They grow incredibly slowly. Some orange roughy can live more than 150 years. That means a single catch may remove a fish older than your grandparents. And here's the problem. When slow-growing species are harvested quickly, populations crash. Unlike shallow-water fish, they cannot rebound easily. But it doesn't stop there. One of the most common methods used is bottom trawling. Imagine dragging a weighted net the size of a football field across the ocean floor. Now imagine doing that repeatedly. Everything in its path gets crushed. Deep-sea corals shatter instantly. Sponges that took centuries to grow are ripped apart. Entire habitats disappear in a single pass. It's not selective. It doesn't carefully choose one species. It scoops up everything. This includes non-target species known as bycatch, sharks, rays, rare invertebrates, even species scientists haven't fully studied. Many are discarded dead. And because the deep sea is understudied, we don't even know the full scale of loss. But here's something even more surprising. The deep ocean plays a major role in carbon storage. Sediments at the ocean floor lock away massive amounts of carbon. When trawling disturbs those sediments, carbon can be released. That contributes to climate change. So the impact isn't just ecological, it's atmospheric. It affects the planet's balance. You might be thinking, isn't deep-sea fishing regulated? In some regions, yes. In others, oversight is limited. International waters make enforcement complicated. Economic demand pushes fleets deeper each year. As shallow stocks decline, companies go further down. Technology allows vessels to fish deeper than ever before. Sonar systems map the seafloor precisely. Advanced gear reaches extreme depths. Profit meets vulnerability. And the deep sea pays the price. But here's the twist. The story is not simply villains versus oceans. Millions of people depend on seafood for survival. Coastal economies rely on fishing industries. Jobs depend on these operations. Food security is a global concern. So banning deep-sea fishing overnight isn't simple. This is where the real tension begins. Because sustainability isn't black and white. Some scientists argue certain deep-sea fisheries can be managed responsibly. Catch limits can reduce overfishing. Marine protected areas can shield fragile ecosystems. Gear modifications can lower bycatch rates. Monitoring systems can track vessel behavior. The question becomes not fish or don't fish. The question becomes how and where. What if certain zones were completely off limits? What if only mid-water fishing was allowed? What if carbon impacts were factored into fishing licenses? Suddenly, the conversation shifts. It becomes about balance. It becomes about responsibility. It becomes about long-term thinking. Because once a species like orange ruffy collapses, rebuilding takes decades. Investors think quarterly. Ecosystems think in centuries. That mismatch creates conflict. And here's something else most people don't realize. Only a small percentage of global seafood actually comes from deep-sea fishing. Yet the environmental cost can be disproportionately high. That forces a difficult ethical question. Are we risking ancient ecosystems for marginal supply gains? Are there alternative sources? Can aquaculture reduce pressure? Can consumer demand shift industry practices? Because every purchase sends a signal. Every menu choice has a ripple effect. Every regulation shapes incentives. And every delay increases risk. The deeper we go, the more fragile it gets. The darker it is, the slower it heals. The older it is, the harder it replaces. The ocean is resilient, but it is not infinite. And now we stand at a crossroads.
So what does this mean for us? It means awareness matters. It means curiosity matters. It means informed choices matter. The deep ocean may feel distant, but it is connected to your life. It regulates climate. It stores carbon. It supports biodiversity. It influences global food systems, and its health affects our future. You don't need to be a marine biologist to care. You just need to ask better questions. Where does your seafood come from? Was it sustainably sourced? Is it certified by credible organizations? Support policies that protect marine habitats. Encourage transparency in supply chains. Share knowledge with others, because silence helps exploitation continue. Conversation drives change. Innovation can reduce damage. Science can guide smarter management. Consumers can influence markets. Governments can enforce protections. And industries can adapt. The deep sea doesn't need perfection. It needs restraint. It needs respect. It needs long-term vision. We are the first generation with the technology to reach those depths, and possibly the last generation with the chance to protect them. That responsibility is enormous, but so is the opportunity. Imagine oceans that remain mysterious and thriving. Imagine fisheries that are profitable and sustainable. Imagine ecosystems that outlive us. That future is still possible, but only if we act wisely, only if we demand accountability, only if we balance need with preservation. The deep ocean cannot speak, but science is telling its story. Now the question is simple. What will we choose to do with it?